All right, let me check. Hold on a second. Because if you are using Zoom, just share this with you guys. When you use Zoom to go live, oh, it looks like I'm live. Yay! I wanted to share with you. Well, first of all, how many of you are really, really extremely happy with your Facebook Live profile? And you're like, mine rocks. This is absolutely amazing. And you get lots of people contacting you, people reaching out to you to ask you to be on their show, people to be on their podcast, to be interviewed by them and stuff. How many of you do have that happening? But hold on a second here while I share this to my personal timeline. This is Linda West with Living Live, and today I'm going to show you one very, very small and easy tip that's going to make your profile on Facebook stand out. Are you ready for that? Okay, hold on a second while I share this with peeps on my timeline. If you know anybody who has a Facebook page, which if you're here, you probably do know somebody who has a Facebook page, I want you to share this with them too, because sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So when you share the knowledge that you have, sometimes people think that, well, if I share, then they'll get get up on me. But who cares? Does it really matter? Because the thing is that when we share with people, it shows that we actually care about them and we want to help them become bigger, better people. And wouldn't it be awesome if this earth actually had a bunch of people who shared? Wow, I think what a concept that would be. Actually, I attend a couple of events that's what it's all about. And I just love that. Okay, so make your profile stand out. So hold on, let me share this to my timeline for a second here. I was looking through my Facebook and I was thinking to myself, how can I do something just a little bit different on my timeline? And then I realized that there is something there. Thank you, Facebook. You're so awesome to share this with us. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how to do this. It's very simple. Everything's simple if you know how to do it, right? Hey, Deuce, I hope you're there. I can't see who's live. I can't see if anybody's live. When I'm on Zoom, I can't see. So I'm just hoping somebody's live. Oh, you know what? I can check on my phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the video up on my phone, and that way I can see if anybody's live. Because if you are live, I want you to ask questions and put live in the comments if you're watching right this moment. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put replay in the comments. And again, if you're watching live, put the word live in the comments below. But this is going to be really awesome. You're going to love this. It's if you are live, I want you to ask questions. There we go. So I am watching it live myself, so I'll see if any questions come in. Now, here's one thing. I've done over 2,400 Facebook Live videos, 2,400 Facebook Live videos, right? So that is crazy. But one thing I've learned about doing live videos is that sometimes nobody shows up, but that's okay because the magic is in the replays. So the first tip I'm going to give you that has nothing to do with the tip I'm going to give you about your Facebook profile, but this is about Facebook Live. And one of the things I'm going to tell you is that really the magic is in the replays. And because the magic is in the replays, oh, I forgot to tell you, my husband's on his way home. I don't know when he's going to be home. So we might be interrupted by a lot of dog barking. It's a Saturday. I'm at home. So we might be interrupted by a lot of dog barking. We might be interrupted by my husband coming in and say, honey, I'm home. So just so you know, that might happen. But if he comes in and he says that, he'll realize that I'm actually doing a video, and then he'll just like go and disappear for a little while, you know. Okay, so the first tip I want to give you is if you are doing live videos, these are the worst kind of live videos. When you come on, and I see this with those Pearl parties. If you do Pearl parties, stop doing this. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the most annoying thing that you guys do. I don't know who told you to do this, but it is the most annoying thing you can do for live videos. Okay, here's what you do. Not what I do, but this is what you do, right? This is what you shouldn't do. And that is when you hop on a live video, the worst thing to do is to go like this. Well, nobody's live yet. Oh, shoot, nobody's live yet. There's nobody important here yet to watch me because I have so much to give you, but there's nobody live here to watch me, so I'm not going to say anything. That's the worst thing you can do. The reason that's the worst thing you can do is because the beauty is in your replay viewers. So what you're telling your replay viewers is that they are not valuable enough for you to start saying something. So what I want you to do is I want you to jump into your video, start giving your value right away. Because if you spend the first, I've actually seen some people do 5 minutes of, hold on a second here, I'm going to wait until like 5 people hop on. What if 5 people never hopped on? Just because they're busy, because people have busy lives. So what if 5 people never hopped on? Are you never going to do your video? You're never going to provide that value? Well, I want you to imagine this. You are a replay viewer and you're like, oh, good, there's Linda. I love when Linda comes on because I love Linda. She's just so awesome. I've never seen any of her videos before, but I love Linda. She's so amazing. So I'm going to go watch her video. And then I'm watching the replay and I'm watching her say, hold on a second. I'm waiting for people to hop on because, you know, I got some really great stuff to share here, but I want to make sure there's someone here that I can share it with. So I'm a replay viewer, right? Now, me as the replay viewer is looking at that saying, how much time is she going to take before she starts providing me some value? They're looking at their watch. Well, if they own a watch, I don't own a watch. I haven't had a watch since I got a phone. But how many of you have watches? I'd love to know because actually, if you wear a watch, say I wear a watch. If you don't wear a watch, say I don't wear a watch. I'm just curious to find out, like, what is the percentage of people who do and don't wear a watch? Okay, and if you are my Facebook friend, which you're here, so that probably means that you are, then you know I ask a lot of questions, and that's one of my questions for today. So what you're saying is that you, replay viewer, the person that I love so much and who loves me so much, you know what? You're not important enough for me to just get right into the content because I have to wait. I can't do these videos unless I have people staring at me. But you can't see them anyway. So what does it matter? So bottom line, that's your bonus tip for the day. Get right into your content and provide that value. Okay, so with all that said, and I know this is not the value I said I was going to provide, but I wanted to provide that because that's so vitally important when you're doing your videos. Now what I want to hop into is that I'm going to share my screen here. Make sure I'm on the right page. Yes. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to share with you, if you want to. Hey, Daryl, wear a watch. Yay, he wears a watch. Do you wear a watch? Daryl wears a watch. Okay, so as I go along, please ask any questions. Your questions can be related to what I just talked about as far as, you know, live videos and hopping on. Again, I've done 2,400 live videos, so I have a little bit of experience with it. So I have a lot of information that I can share with you. If you have any questions on it, go ahead and pop that down in the comments below. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I don't need to do that. Okay, I'm going to share my screen right now. And what you're seeing is, this is an event coming up called, it's a May launch party. It's the San Diego's Most Influential Women. Now, I am the editor and a columnist for a magazine called Life by Design Magazine. This magazine is written by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. There is no fluff in this magazine. This magazine is about providing tremendous value to entrepreneurs so that they can grow their business. That's what this magazine is all about. Okay, so first of all, if you want to subscribe to the magazine, go to lbdmagazine.com and click on subscribe. You know, it's a free magazine. It's free to you. It's free to us. Well, it's not free to us, but it's free to you. And we'd love to have you just, if you're an entrepreneur, it's a really great magazine. We've gotten some great feedback from, really high level influencers that talk about how great this magazine is. So really you want to read the articles. But here's what I'm getting at is I'm the editor and a columnist for the magazine. So I started looking at my timeline, my Facebook timeline, my personal timeline and saying, you know what, how can I, and if you want to go to this event, go to Life. I'm not sure how you find the event, but I'll put a copy of I'll put a link from the events here in the video so that if you want to attend, it's in San Diego, May 7th. I'd love to see you there. It would be fantastic to see you there. Okay, so let me go back to this screen. So what I just did there for those who are not used to Zoom or doing live videos is I was on this screen here, and then I flipped over to the page that has the video that I'm actually playing, and I put the link in there. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I'm not sure what you can see because I can't see what you can see. No, I don't think it did it. Okay. Okay, so here's what you're going to do is you're going to click on your name in your profile. Okay, so you're on your Facebook page. You're going to click on your name. And what this does is this pulls up your intro. So first of all, with your intro, you want to tell people what it is that you do because you want them to know what you do. When someone sends you a friend request, I hope you're doing this because I do this all the time. I've got my friends list almost up to that maximum 5,000. So it's, I need to be very, very picky and choosy of who I accept friend requests from because the limit is 5,000, which 5,000 is a lot. It's taken me years and years to get here, but I'm close now. And so I have to be very choosy. So with that said, what I do is when I get a friend request from somebody, one of the first things I do is I go look at their profile. And a lot of people I know what they'll do is they'll say, 184 friends in common. And then they go ahead and friend them based on that. Well, I recommend against that because let's say, for example, this has actually happened to me too. It's kind of like a spammer that comes on, right? So for example, let's say that somebody sends you a friend request and you're the first person that they're connecting with. Now this happened to me and it was like years ago. And I didn't really think about it too much because I didn't know much about Facebook or anything. And I accepted their friend request. And then by accepting their friend request, I was the first one. So started the ball rolling because I accepted the friend request. Then what they did is they looked through my friends and they started sending friend requests to my friends. So my friend said, one mutual friend in common. Oh, it's Linda. I like Linda. Linda's a friend of mine. I trust Linda. So I'll go ahead and send that person's friend request. Next thing you know, they have 2 friends. Then they have 3 and 4 and 5. But this one person I'm speaking about in particular was not a very good person. They were actually reaching out and spamming all of us. So I went ahead and I unfriended them. Then I told my friends that were friends of theirs to unfriend them because this person was spamming us like crazy. And so the point is that just because it says you 185 friends in common doesn't mean that they are really a person that you should friend. So don't stop there. Next thing you want to do is you want to check their intro, see who are they, what are they all about? What are they like? What are their thoughts? Like me, studies positive thinking at Secret Knock. I've attended Secret Knock. You could actually go look on the Secret Knock page, and you can probably not their business page, but actually in the Secret Knock group, you can go there and you can see that I'm actually interactive in that group, and you can see the kind of things I post. Then also you want to scroll through their timeline, and just give you a little Facebook tip here. Scroll through their timeline and see what kind of things they post. What kind of things do they share? Do they interact with people? Or do they have engagement? You want to check all these things to see if it's a legitimate person. A legitimate person, that's the key here. Then you want to see like all the things. Oh, they're an editor and a columnist at a magazine. Wow, that's so cool, right? So what I'm going to show you how to do right now, I'm going to show you how to update this. So it's got some really amazing things that you do. So first of all, when you, again, click on your name in your profile, then you want to scroll down here to where it says edit, like mine, editor and columnist, edit this portion right here. So when you pull it up, yours might have nothing there. It might have a couple things. You might remember filling it out or maybe not. I don't know. So I have a whole bunch of things that I have listed here, but they're not all selected. See, for example, I used to have a virtual assistant company. I was a virtual assistant for 12 years and owned a company. And I have that here, but it doesn't apply to what I do now. And it doesn't add any value to what I do. So I don't add it there to my timeline, but maybe it does. I'll have to think about that. And then, I was a legal secretary at this law firm. So I don't have that one checked. I was the president at this charity. And, I'm currently the president and founder of the Giving Angels, which I need to actually check that one. I'll add that one back. I don't know why I didn't have that, but then you have your education, blah, 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 all this stuff. So here's the cool thing is like, let's say you've attended some really, really amazing events, like a 3-day event or an event that there were a lot of people there and people can connect with you mentally because they're like, oh my gosh, she does this. She's been here. I have too. Now we have a connection. So what happens is when people go to my timeline and they look at my profile and they see, for example, if they've attended CEO Space, they see that I also have gone to CEO Space. They're like, oh, we have a connection. And then they want to make that connection with you. Okay, so that's not what I'm sharing with you here today. What I'm going to share with you is, okay, go back in there and I'm going to edit this. And for example, I've added, Life by Design magazine as a job, under the work column here. And let me show you what happens when I click on edit this. First of all, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see anything that you've entered in your your profile. So I have Life by Design magazine. If you are a writer or columnist for our magazine or any magazine, if you've written for the Huffington Post, if you've written for Time Magazine, Inc., Entrepreneur, any magazine, there's Success Magazine. If you've written for any of those magazines, you need to add them to your workplace because I'm going to show you what you can do with it. It's a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on next to Life by Design magazine. I'm going to click on options and I'm going to edit. Now, when I go to edit this, let's say, for example, you're starting from scratch. What would have happened here is I would have come here and it would have been blank. And so I just start typing. There they go. The dogs are barking. I start typing Life by Design magazine and I select it. So again, if it's Entrepreneur Magazine, maybe you've written for Entrepreneur Magazine, you would find Entrepreneur Magazine. I don't know if they have it as magazine. Just Entrepreneur. So you would select that, okay? So mine, I haven't written that for Entrepreneur Magazine yet. I will, for sure. I already know that. And just because I know that, I'm not going to put it though. So you enter that and then your position. You enter your position. So let's say, for example, so mine is editor and columnist. Let's say your position for the magazine was Chief Marketing Officer. Hey, there it is. You can just enter that in there. And I don't know why it doesn't capitalize them. I don't like that. So I created my own editor and columnist. Oh, editor and columnist. Oh, there we go. Create editor and columnist. Okay. And then put the city and town that it's in. And then here under the description, you want to put what it is, what your description is of what you do for the magazine. So I help women break through their fears. And that's what I put here. And that's what my articles will be about. And then, of course, your time period is going to be when you started working there. Now, here's the cool part. This is what I just noticed today. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can totally do this. This is awesome. So I'm going to go back in and I just saved that because I want to make sure I didn't forget to save. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to then create a project for this event. For this workplace. So the project I created here is, for example, I wrote an article in February 6th. Here's February 6th of 2018. I wrote an article called Facebook Live for Business. And here is a link to it. So I put, here's a link to my article talking about Facebook Live. Okay, so what I did, I'm going to show you exactly what I did is I clicked on Add Project and I went to find my article. So for example, if you go to lbdmagazine.com, which is where our magazine is, if you're mainly I'm talking to right now, some of the writers for the magazine or anybody who wants to write for the magazine, which we're always looking for authors. So if you want to write for the magazine, go ahead and send me a private message. Say, please send me the details on writing for the magazine. I would love to see it. So what I did here is when I pulled up lbdmagazine.com in the search, I typed my name because I'm the only Linda with a Y so far. So I typed my name and it pulled up the articles I've written so far. So these are the articles I've written or articles that I've been named in. So for example, I wrote an article called, Are You Appealing or Repelling? That was one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm going to go to that article and I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to copy the URL. And the date on that is March 24th, 2018. And am I here? No, I'm here. And I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put in the project is, are you appealing or repelling? So that's the name of my article. And then I'm going to, click here to read my article on how to attract people to you instead of repel them away. I see so many people at networking events that repel people, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the dates. Again, it was March 24th, I believe. March 24th. Let me double check. Yes, March 24th. Oh, good. My memory worked this time. And then 2, I'm going to put the 2 date, March 24th. Bear with me a second as I do this. This is the only part about training that's hard, is that sometimes it takes a little while. So there, and then here, as far as with, because I'm the, I'm the editor, and I'm a columnist and author in the magazine, and my cohorts are Casey Nicole Fox, are Jennifer Miem, and then Stephen De La Cruz. So Casey and Stephen are the founders of the magazine. Jennifer is the graphic designer of the magazine. And so I'm going to save my changes. And what this does, la, 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 la. This adds my magazine articles to my Facebook profile. Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want to see you updating your profile. Add, any projects that you've worked on that are projects that are pertinent to your business and what you do. Who is your ideal client? We talk about so often the target audience or the target client. I don't like that word because, first of all, when I think of myself as being a target, I imagine somebody throwing a freaking dart at me, and that hurts. Boom, that hurts. So I love to talk about the ideal client. This was a huge epiphany for me when I was, trying to figure out my business. And that was because when I was trying to figure out my target audience, my target market, I was thinking about people who I want to help, which is what we want to do. Really, it's really people we want to help, right? But there's also another element to that. And here was the part that was really important for me, is the people that I wanted to help, my message wasn't clear enough. So I was attracting to me people who were negative, or people who were not action takers, people who, you could give them advice, till you're blue in the face, and, you could be on your deathbed still giving them advice and they still wouldn't take it because they don't take action. And what I discovered is I don't want to work with people like that. I want to work with people who actually will take the advice and take those steps forward. I've made so many changes in my life because of the action I have taken. So I want to work with people who want to change their lives in a positive way. And because of that, I want to work with people who are very positive and uplifting, and people who actually take action. Oh, I forgot to share with you. Oh, this is something so cool. Daryl submitted your article yesterday. Yay! So that wouldn't be until since you did it yesterday, it's actually late for May because we already, we're sending to print on Monday. But so that would be for the June issue, Daryl, which I believe is Father's Day issue. I'm not sure. May is Mother's Day issue. I hope to see you at the launch on May 7th. But I wanted to share with you something so exciting, something I'm working on. And what I'm doing right now is, I conduct a lot of interviews. I've conducted over 150 so far, and that number is going to increase exponentially this year because of what I'm working on. And what I want to share with you is how you can make money conducting interviews. Now, if you don't like conducting interviews, I get it. Don't do it then, because that's not for you. But if you've never conducted an interview, but you find yourself to be that curious person, the person who seems to ask a lot of questions because you're curious, you're perfect to become an interviewer. Now, if you're not comfortable doing interviews online, whether it's live or pre-recorded, I'm going to tell you this: get over yourself. And here's the reason. Because every time I interview somebody on my show, guess what happens? I get to share them with my audience. Not only am I sharing them with my audience, but my audience has an opportunity to meet somebody else who might be that one person who they need in their life to change their life. So if you're a curious type of person, you should be conducting interviews. And I'm going to tell you this, that you're being selfish by not doing it. Really, you are, because what you're doing is you're preventing these people to make a connection because you're too worried about yourself. So I want you to get over that. Just like erase that, erase that, erase that. But I'm putting together a webinar right now, and I'm working on it. I'm getting close to the final steps, the final last slides. I'm working on a webinar, and I'm going to teach you how to make money conducting those interviews. So if you are interested at all in that, what I want you to do is I want you to, and I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm doing it because I don't know how to set up my bot to make it work the way I want it to. But what I want, no, I'm sorry, no, forget that. Linda, erase that, because I do know how to do it, and I'm going to do it. After I get off this video right here, I'm going to create it. So what I want you to do is I want you to go into the comments, and I want you to say interview. And when you say interview, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my messenger bot will send you a link to be on my notification list so that you'll be notified when I conduct the webinar, so that you can learn how to make money conducting interviews. Yep. Now remember, if you are a person who is curious and asks a lot of questions, there's a reason you're like that. And I believe that, I do ask a lot of questions. I've always been that way since I was a little kid. And I truly believe that one of my purposes here on earth is to connect people. I'm a connector. I'm what they call a master connector, I guess. I connect people all the time. And one way to do that without me actually being involved in the actual connection, because maybe I don't know this person is looking for this person. But one way for me to do that is to conduct interviews. It's awesome. It's brilliance. Not that I'm brilliant, but interviewing is brilliance. And so if you are on the fence about doing that, I want you to consider doing the interviews. So I want you to type the word interview in the comments below. And what I'll do is after I get off of this live right now is I'm going to create my messenger bot so that when you type the word interview, if you're watching the replay, that you will be sent the message so that you can be linked in to be, not LinkedIn on LinkedIn, but so that you can be linked in to be notified when I do that training, okay? I'm looking forward to having it done. Oh, if I can get it done by April 40th, by April 30th, I will be stoked, just absolutely stoked about it. So that's all I have for you. I hope this was helpful information. And actually, I know it's helpful information. I know that. I don't hope it was, because I know this is helpful information, because this is great info that when people go to look at your profile, that they're going to see that you do whatever it is you're doing. So let's say you have an article for Life by Design magazine, and they're going to see that you're doing that, and they're going to read your article, and then they'll share your article out with other people because your article is so amazing and it's going to change their life. And it's just like one of the ways that you can put yourself out there. Now I'm going to go back to mine, and I'm going to add the other articles that I'm in. And then I'm going to start adding all the podcasts that I've been interviewed on. Oh my gosh, I've been interviewed on so many podcasts about fear, because I talk about fear and I help women break through their fears. And I've been interviewed on so many of them and on so many summits, and I need to put them there. Like, I just need to go add them there. It's like, take 30 minutes, set 30 minutes aside every day to update your profile, just so you get, or maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, let's just do 15 minutes. Set aside 15 minutes every day to update your profile so you have it all together and it makes sense. So when people go look at you, then after you do your Facebook, because Facebook has 2 billion users on it, and it is the best, absolute best advertising platform on the planet right now. Also, go to your LinkedIn page, just because if what your business is something that people are on LinkedIn and they are looking at you, go ahead and go onto your LinkedIn page and update that as well, and put the same information on your LinkedIn page. Yes, it's 2 places, but there's 2 totally different audiences there, right? So great information. I know it. Again, type interview below if you want to be notified when I put out my webinar talking about interviews and how you can monetize them. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. And my husband didn't come home yet, didn't interrupt us. So, but the dogs did just a little bit, but they were pretty good today. I'll see you guys soon. Okay. Bye-bye now.